Hello friends, welcome in, welcome in. Hope everybody is doing well. Let's see if we can find myself. Get myself all shared. Welcome in. We are part of Dusty Granny's event group today, and it is her journaling event. So we are doing adventures in journaling, and it is winter journaling today. So hopefully you will join us and have some fun and just tag along. Okay. So let me see if I am able to share. Thank you, dear. I appreciate it. I hope everything is going well with the appointment. Y'all be safe on the roads because it does get crazy. All right. So I'm going to turn you guys down here so y'all can see, hopefully, what I am working on. Okay. So if you guys are following me along, I'm doing 24 days of journaling, and it's actually a winter journal, so it worked out perfect with the theme for today. So today is my day 2. Yesterday I created my cover, and I made the cover out of a Amazon brown bag, like they sent you stuff in, and it is covered in fabric, and there is a printable for the cover there. Now let me just see. You're at the post office now. Gotcha. Okay. Alright, so I am noticing that things are backwards for y'all. At least from what I can see. Y'all tell me if, now that I turned it, if it's better. So I have the rest of my printables that I think I'm gonna put inside. And we're going to cut these down so that we can fit our journal in here, okay? Even though technically these would be fine, but if you notice, I have some that the way that they printed, they're short. So we're going to trim them. Okay. So let's trim these printables down. Okay, so that's one. I'm not a fan of like having large white spots, so we're going to trim it. We're going to trim these down because, yeah, this thing decided to print with this. And you know what is weird is it did it for some and it didn't do it for others. So like, so we're just going to trim them all down to the same height. Or at least I hope. Because see, look at how this one cut, this one printed like that, but then this one printed all the way to the top. Like what the heck? So we are just gonna trim. We'll just trim it up and we'll just roll with what the printer decided to do. Seeing as it has a mind of its own. So what has everybody been doing today? Y'all ready? Y'all ready for dinner? I know my daughter is ready for dinner. I know I'm ready for dinner. I stepped in and those ribs are smelling good. I threw some ribs in the crock pot earlier today, so they are falling off the bone. They smell so yummy. I can't wait. Now I got these printables from Miss Cynthia over at Guided Creations Journal Printables here on Facebook, but you can find her on printables on Etsy, and they are 25% off right now. So definitely a good time to go grab them. And this is the Winter Woodland, I believe is what it's called, the Winter Woodland, I think, yeah. So if you're looking for a new printable, definitely check her out, because right now all of her printables are at 25% off from now through the 24th. So hello there, Miss Mary, how are you? Thank you for popping on, friend. I appreciate it. Hopefully you are having a blessed day. It is a second. And we are getting ready, aren't we? I think I might have folded that the wrong way. oh well. It'll be alright. I'll just have a page that's upside down. I'm doing well, thank you. Hi there, Miss Kelly. How are you? Welcome. Welcome, welcome to winter journaling. We are in the Adventures in Journaling, which is part of Dusty Granny's event group. Yeah, Miss Wendy's at the post office. So she's getting things mailed out. Miss Wendy, what day is our mystery box event? I totally forgot. I'm excited for that one. I have my box here waiting to be opened, cracked into, so that I can create with it. So I'm excited to see what it is. It's always exciting to get packages, isn't it? I think it's always a lot of fun to get packages. It's almost like mini Christmas. And hey, Christmas is just around the corner now. So I'm just trying to build my signature here so that we can sew this into my book. Okay, so 2 weeks. They are a lot of fun, Miss Kelly. They are a lot of fun. You know, you have a theme and you don't know what you're gonna get, and you open it up. It's a mystery. You open it up to figure out, you know, to see what you get, and then you create. You see what the person sent you, and you get to have fun with it. Yo, I have an itchy nose. So it's been getting cold lately, and there's a neighborhood cat that we've been feeding, and she's come around a time or two. She's come around a lot, actually. But we brought her inside one day because I wanted to get a better look at her. It looked like something had attacked her rear end. Checked her out. It looked like an old wound, and it had healed, and she wasn't too happy about being indoors, so we let her out. But it's been getting cold, and she showed up again today, so we brought her inside. Fingers crossed. She's in a room right now, and she doesn't know what to do. She's not used to it. So hopefully, she likes for us to pet her, and she comes over for us to pet her. It used to be she would come over for food, but now she only comes over because she wants us to pet her. So I don't know. We're gonna see if she will, how she'll adjust. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the changes. You know, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. You know, it's always fun to start, you know, to try new things. So yeah, super fun and exciting. Lots of things to come, y'all. Make sure that you are staying tuned to Miss Wendy's event group so that you can you know, hear and see all of the goodies and things that will be happening. I think it's just absolutely like the best. Fun, fun, fun. So much fun. I will say we definitely do have a lot of fun, so I hope that you guys will come and join us and see what the fuss is about, you know, being in the different type of events. Maybe find something new that you like to do, because you don't know until you try it, right? That's what we're always told. You won't know until you try things. So I mean, if you've never done a mystery box event, come try it out, see if that is something that you would like, you know, that you like, and you know, and then you can continue to join us. Or if you realize it's not for you, that's totally okay. And but at least you gave it a whirl, right? Kind of like what our parents used to tell us, right? That you at least have to try it at least one time. At least take a morsel of it before you completely knock it down. So, alright, I think I've got what I want. Let's see if I need to add any additional pages to it. Yeah, because if not, it's going to be a very skinny little book right here. How did I end up with a page that is bigger than everything else? Okay. Evidently I didn't trim that one right. Or something. Well, with the way that the cover is larger, that's fine if I have a page that is a little bit bigger. That'll be alright. It'll work out. It won't look too awful out of place. That's the good thing about it. So, exactly, you won't know until you try. Like, I was a little bit afraid of a mystery box the first go, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna know until I try it. So I tried it, and I love them, and that's why I keep on signing up to do them. I know Miss Wendy, she was like, you don't want to be in the event? And I'm like, huh? What I missed? And she's like, yeah, because you didn't sign up. I was like, I meant to sign up. It's like, I meant to sign up. I guess I missed it. Alright, let's see if we can find a page out of this book that'll work. And I'm good with, I'm okay with pages that are sideways as well, because you can always add stuff to them. So we're going to do that for that. Do I have any music paper that we can add? Because that would be lots of fun if we could do that. So we can add that book page in there. Let's see, what do we have here? These are some more winter style pages that we could add that I think are really they're cute, so we can add some of these to it. See if there's anything kind of more woodsy, since it is woodland themed, what I'm trying to go for. Okay, that'll work. That'll work. We have that one. Oh, that's nice. Okay. And these are like paintings, so these will work out really good. So I do like that one. So I'm gonna add that one in there. And I'm gonna add the brook in there as well, because I think those will look really good. Hello there, country living. How are you, dear? Welcome in, friend. Thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. Okay, so let me trim this one down, and let me get my paper to trim this down. How in tarnations did none of these things come out the same? And yeah, this is just ridiculous. Yeah, so I'll be working on this journal for hopefully for the next few days. I'm trying to make it the thing that I come and do, kind of like an advent calendar, so I'm trying to do it for the next 24 days if I can keep myself on that schedule. I'm hoping. I'm going to try my best, is what I'm going to try to do. I think it's just a lot of fun, the idea of, you know, us creating together for 24 days. I think that's just a lot of fun altogether, right? So these are actually images from Thomas Kincaid, who is a painter, and they came from a book that I pulled apart that have his paintings in it, and it was like a winter Christmas themed, and I thought, oh, that's perfect. So that is what I'm using. I will confess, I do like to take books apart for their pages and for their images and all the stuff. So, you know, I can't help it. I know my kiddos think that that is just, you know, horrible, that I want to cut books apart, but you know, I look at it as, well, that book was discarded, and it was essentially gonna end up trash somewhere, so why not? Why not be the person to give it a new life in a journal, right? So yeah, whenever you see books that have images in them, like pictures and stuff, yeah, totally pick them up, because guess what? You can cut these down, trim these down, and they will add some really nice, unique pieces to a journal. You know, where old children's books are great, fussy cut images out. Like nursery rhyme books, all kinds of things like that. Like, I always try to say, like, try to think outside the box a little bit, and think about how you can repurpose and just, you know, roll with it. Repurpose those books. Okay. I will look at it, dear. Do you need me to check it right now, or can I do that after I'm off? Because if I need to, I can check. I love the idea. Love the idea. We could, if you want to do a collab, we could. That would be fun. Alright, so let me fold these. And it's got like, talks about, you know, like Christmas in the background, so I think that's really fun. So, it's not a bad thing. I would hope it's not a bad thing. But then again, I don't know. I might have done something and goofed up. So, which would not be the first time that I do goof up on something. And hey, if I do, I do. Yeah, you got some great ideas. That would be amazing. Yeah, we'll just have to chit chat because I will be traveling at one point in February. Alright, so let's add these pages in here. And look at how cool, there's like a little mini image, so that's gonna add like another layer into here, which I really like that, because now, see, look at that, I got that little guy there. But see, now I don't like that on that, so I'm going to switch that over. We'll switch this over here, actually. And it's okay if you play around with your pages and you go back and forth on, you know, how you're adding them or where you're adding them. I mean, that's the whole reason why we do this before we start sewing, you know? Because once you've sewn it in, I mean, technically you can take it apart. It's just a bit of a pain to then have to, you know, put stuff back through, and then at that point you've weakened your paper, and so there's like all kinds of things that you have to consider. But yeah, I mean, you can totally, you can still take something apart if you need to, okay? It's not like you can't. Okay, and I do want some music sheets, so I'm gonna go grab a hymnal right quick. I gotta sit down and take apart more hymnals. Okay, so these all have words on them. Okay, so let's do those in, and I'll trim them down as well. So let's get those in here, because there is some we're gonna cut this up. And always keep your scraps, because you know you can always use them, especially if you do things like ATC cards and stuff. I love using my scraps for that, to help like cover cards or add a little something something, you know. Okay, so that's a little tall and I don't like how that looks, so I'm going to trim just a little bit off here, off the top. And then I'm going to use the same page that I just cut to help guide me cutting the next one. Again, I'm cutting with my scissors, so it's obviously not going to be the straightest cut job, but it'll be good. It'll still work for what I needed to do. Alright. Okay, so there. Alright, so we have that. We have here. If we had you there. Or right here. Yeah, I think we'll add you right there. Alright. So I think as far as pages go, I think I have this right. This is a big part of your journal, is getting your paper, your signature part in, because decorating the pages and all that, you know, obviously that also takes time. But see, making sure that they're going to be lined up so that when I go to sew them, you know, I won't have like, especially because I do have pages that are not all the exact same height and width. You definitely want to make sure that you're getting everything centered to the best, so that it will, you know, turn properly. You're not going to have issues with paper snagging. So making sure that your pages are where they need to be is very important part of putting a journal together. Obviously, if you are using like a notebook that's already together, or you're taking a book that's already together and already has pages in it, I mean, obviously that's a whole nother ball game. But when we are building one, making sure that, you know, your signatures are where they are need to be. And I do like my pages sometimes to be the exact same height and everything, but I feel like it's a lot of fun when you have the mismatched size papers. I feel like it adds interest to your journal. But then again, that might just be me and my quirky self, right? Okay. Now that I have this and I don't want to lose this, I'm gonna use this one right now, and then I'm going to center it where I want it, and then at that point we are going to grab our owl. And I'm not talking about the bird, I'm talking about the pokey tool. If you have a tool that you use, in this case actually I'm going to use this one. So we're going to start by putting my pages where I want them. And making sure that when I go to do my holes that I am going to capture all of my pages. Okay? Hello there, Miss Amy. How are you? I hope you are doing well. And I'm gonna go all the way through even my my journal cover, okay? So now that I've done, well, that's not good. Now that I have done the front, I need to do the back. How are you doing, Miss Amy? Miss Amy, I saw that you posted that FB is up to their usual antics again, huh? Oh, getting Christmas tree out of the attic, huh? That's a big job. Oh no, not here. We're doing a small tree this year. Small tree. Well, it's actually what I've been doing for the last 2 years is a small tree. Well, I know what I'm gonna be trying to get me is a new awl, seeing as this one wants to act all cray-cray on me. And come apart. I need one of those that has the wooden handle on it. So. Okay. I don't know if this is gonna be far enough down to hold. I have 2 of these ginormous clips, and we'll see if they'll be able to help me try to hold things somewhat in place. Okay. Their main tree is 9.5, and then they have a memory tree that is 7.5 or 8 foot. My sister does 2 trees as well. One tree at Mom's house. One tree is where It's what we call the stylish tree. It's the one as soon as you walk in, it's the one in the living room. So that's the one that she styles every year. And then the tree that is down in the basement, which is a little smaller, is the tree that has all the ornaments that, you know, either I've sent, ornaments that, you know, she made as a kid, ornaments that my nephew made, you know, as a child, or that my kids have made. So yeah, I guess that would be like your memory one, you know. And me and hubby had talked about doing something like that, where I would have, you know, one tree that is like my styled tree, and then I'd have a tree that has all the, I was like, no, I was like, I pick a style every year, and then I still add like the kids' ornaments to it regardless. So some years it's gonna be I have like I have the red and green traditional, but it's, if I do that, then it's also Grinch themed. So all the stuff around is gonna either be Grinch or red and green themed. Then I have the blue and white, or blue, white, silver. That's another color scheme that I like. And I literally have my totes that are labeled like that, so that if I tell the kids, I'm like, you know, it's like, look, I'm gonna label them like that. That way I can tell you, go get me all of the blue Christmas totes, or go and get me all of the red and green totes. And that way, you know, they would bring me what I needed or what I wanted. Alright, so when you're sewing, you always want to make sure that you have at least 3 times the length of your spine. So obviously I have more, and I would rather have more than have less, okay? Because if we are short, it's gonna be hard to tie. If we have more, we just cut off the extra, okay? So that's the big thing to remember, is you want to make sure that you have enough to be able to play with, okay? And we'll put this stuff away here in a bit. And this is waxed thread. It's already waxed. You can find waxed thread in the, I have found it in the leather department, leather craft area of your Hobby Lobby. You just have to make sure you don't get a really thick one. There are thinner ones. And if you don't want to do that, you can just buy a wax wheel, or a piece of wax, of beeswax, that you can find. I have found it in the sewing section, so whenever their stuff goes, you know, on sale, that's when I pick it up. And when it goes on 40% off, and then I'll pick up the wax wheel and use that for this. Okay. Now, if you wanted to add any beads or anything of that nature, this is when you would need to do it, okay? So I'm actually going to grab a pack of beads, because I actually want to add beads to my spine. So whether it's beads, or if you want to go ahead and tie the charms in, whatever it is that you may have, you're going to want to go ahead and do that. Now the needle that I'm currently using may not be the best one for this, but it'll work. And you could use whatever beads you want. Seed beads, you know, larger beads. I mean, it's completely up to you. It's your journal, so you can make it however you want to make it, okay? Now, I'm hoping that I can use the needle that I currently have. And I don't have to swap it. If I have to swap it, that's fine. I have other needles. But I wanted you guys to see that you can come in and you can add your, you can add little cute little charms, or like I said, or you can add beads when you're doing this part, and it adds a whole nother different look to it. Yeah, seed beads are not going to work with this, but I might be able to get that one through. Nope, that one's not going to work either. So I'm just gonna grab, oh, no, definitely not that pearl. I guess we're gonna grab, oh, nope, this pearl here maybe. Yeah, we'll do this one. And then we'll get us another one of these. And you can do as many as you want to go on your thing. Okay, and you do, and then you would go through, and then you can do the same for the rest. I mean, it's really up to you. You do, it's your journal, right? So you're going to create it any way you want. I was trying to find smaller style beads. That would work. But I don't have the right thing for seed beads, and I really don't feel like trying to take all of this apart. There's some blues in here, so I'm gonna grab this because I want some dark blues on here, because we do have dark blue on this as well. So these are just some bead scoops that I have. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please stay tuned as we go and see what's your name again? Moody Cow Cottage. I'm excited. She is a new creator to me. I love finding new people. That's one of the nice things about being in events, is you get to find new people. So super excited for that. Hopefully everything has gone well for Miss Wendy with the little one's appointment, and I hope you guys have, you know, are having a wonderful beginning of the month, because it is December. It is also the end of the year. Like, where did time go? Like, it has gone by way too fast. Way too fast. I am definitely not a happy camper about that part. Needless to say, that could have you know, just, it could have waited. It's just, like, why did it have to go by so fast? I don't know. So, yeah. But again, this is just something that I wanted to do something a little bit different. Like I said, I'm sure some of you have seen this before, where they take beads and add them alongside the spine here. I just think it's a really cool, nifty idea. And biggest thing is I don't have the rules. Oh, that one went through. Well, that's interesting. That one went through, and that one went through. Okay. Let's get us this blue icicle one here. And let's get us a nice pearl. And I'm sorry if you guys are saying something and I'm not seeing the chat. It doesn't appear to be moving on my end, but then again, we all know FB does its own thing, and so I'm not sure if I'm just outright missing people, but I hope not. Thank you again to everybody who has come and joined me. I do appreciate that. I hope this has inspired you to maybe try something different, you know? Maybe you've never thought of putting beads, you know, at your when you're sewing your signature, but it is a lot of fun. Like I said, biggest thing is making sure you've got the right needle head for the type of beads you're trying to grab. So like in my case, doesn't work all that well. This needle head is a little too big for the seed beads, but hey, it's kind of working. And I do like the darker, lighter blue type coloring. I think that looks a whole lot better than what we previously had. So I am happy for that. Okay, what else? What else? What else? Come on. Show me another blue. I need another darker blue that will actually fit though. Give me a dark blue that'll fit, please. Yay, that dark blue fit. Let's see. Here's another one. Will it fit? It's kind of playing like a guessing game. Will it fit? Will it not fit? Oh. But yeah, just it's gonna be an interesting night having this kitty indoors, with it being so used to being outside. Hopefully it's not gonna hate us for trying to keep it indoors, you know. We just breaks my heart to think she's outside in this cold weather. So making sure Miss Wendy's not messaging me being like, hey girl, you're missing all the comments. Because like I said, I don't know if, oh, it just like outright stopped all of a sudden. And I know that those are doggies. I didn't realize I had doggy charms. Doggy charms are not something I normally have. If y'all know me, it's usually cats. Cats is my thing. Cats is normally what you'll see me having all kinds of stuff for. Nothing against doggies, it's just cats are my thing. I think dogs are sweet, and they need just as much love as well. Yeah, I think that's gonna work out. Okay, so I'm gonna hold the inside. Oh, my pleasure, my friend. Thank you for having me, as always. I mean, like I said, for putting up with my antics and all the crazies that I bring. But I'm always very grateful to be able to join. So look at that. That looks perfect. See, look at how cute that's going to be on the edge there of our journal. That's going to look really nice. And then I'm just going to sew like I normally do, right? So we're going to come down. I'm going to go back up through here. Okay. If I wanted to, I could do it again. But I'm just going to go straight into my papers. Well, if I could find my papers. So, thank you so much for having me. Guys, please follow Dusty Granny's event group. She hosts amazing events. Today's event is her adventures in journaling. Okay, so I am going to add some beads here, and then I'm going to go down again, and then when I come through I'm going to tie it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be working on putting some beads on this bottom end. So I'll have at the top and I'll have at the bottom. Again, you could, if you wanted to, you put some here, and then you'd have the whole spine would look like it's beaded. Okay, but I'm okay with it not being fully beaded, because I just wanted to have like these accents. And let's see if I can get any more seed beads to work for me. And it's so funny how some seed beads will work and some won't. My sister works with seed beads, so she'll always tell me to get her like a specific kind, because of the fact that they do this, where they sometimes will fit a certain needle and sometimes they won't. So she's always telling me that you know, she's like, find, and I forget what they have a name. They have like I think it's Miyuki's, I think is what she calls them, and they are ones that will be like the same size regardless, which is you know, for what she does for beading and stuff like that, it works perfect, you know, really well. I said in my case, I just need to change the needle, and honestly right now I'm just being a little lazy and not changing it, because there's no reason why I couldn't have changed my needle already, which I think is what I'm gonna end up having to do though. Thank you. As I said, hopefully you guys will give it a whirl. It is a lot of fun to play with beads in your journals and to make your spines look pretty like this. So yeah, I hope you guys will give it a try. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to change the needle on this. I'm just gonna have to change the needle. That's all. And watch how easy now it's gonna be. Now they're gonna work. See? Now they're gonna work with no problem. Because of course now I changed the needle. So, you know, don't be stubborn like me. change the needle and use the right one. But thank you so much. Again, I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I hope you guys like this idea, and we'll give it a try to maybe put some beads on one of your spines. You know, we all tend to have some beads laying around somewhere, so give it a whirl. It'll make it look pretty. And thank you so much for hanging out with me, and for being with me on my day 2 of winter journaling. Like I said, I'm going to try to come on every day. So let's go see Miss Lindsay, and let's go over and watch her. And if you guys are not part of Dusty Granny's event group, please go and check her out. Again, free event group, awesome, awesome events. And thank you, Wendy, again for having me. Love you guys. Have a blessed rest of your week.